This video is brought to you by Madhouse Collectibles. Hey everybody, welcome to Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic, and today I'm doing a tip video for you based on a request that I got, request that I saw in one of the Facebook groups. It was the Real Face Toys Masterpiece official Facebook group. Shout out to Robert McKelvey, who is apparently frustrated, probably like the rest of us, regarding transforming Apache from his robot mode to his car mode, particularly around the legs. Robert's specific request was a definitive video that shows the transformation of the legs, because as those of you that probably already own Apache, or maybe those of you who don't know because you've never actually tried to transform Apache yet, but the legs are a nightmare. Part of the reason why is the instructions that come with it are horrible at this step. So when you get to the step of the legs, it shows you pretty decently how to separate the legs and move them into a position where you're sort of collapsing the leg. But then when you get to the heel, it's this horrible combination of several different joints and hinges and stuff, and it does not show you how to collapse this in properly, nor does it show you how to lock it in, because there's actually a way to lock the heel into the leg so that it doesn't flop around. And no offense to any of the other reviewers out there, because the legs are a nightmare, but nobody showed how to lock, or nobody that I found anyway, which is probably part of Robert's frustration, was nobody showed how to lock the heels in. And I've been working on this for over 2 weeks now, trying to figure out the best approach to get the legs collapsed. So this video is just to focus on the legs, to give you guys a better idea of how to get the legs collapsed from robot to car mode. And you're probably wondering, hey Rusty, why not just do this in one of your truly methodical transformation videos like you normally do? Well, because the steps involved to get the legs to collapse and the heels to lock in is really difficult to capture on camera without some type of audio or voice instruction that lets me explain to you guys what I'm doing as I'm doing it. So I'm specifically focusing this video just on the legs to give you guys that, and the truly methodical transformation of this from robot to car mode and car mode to helicopter mode will still be coming. So there's that. So if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel yet, please do that. Please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that video and any other videos that I've got coming up. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. So again, just focusing on the legs. I'm not actually going to transform this up top here. I just want to show you guys how this works. So first thing that you need to do is you need to break apart the tail wings, okay? And I find just get them right out of the way, just push them flat, okay? The next thing is you need to break away this side panel on either side, which lets this part of the back of the leg go, okay? So it is a little tight, okay? But you just get it to pop, because there's a tab right here that locks into the side of this panel, so you need to get this to let go so that you can get this panel loose to get this to let go, okay? That will allow, oh, and by the way, you want to separate the legs so that you can work with them better, okay? Now, I am going to lay this down on the table here, change the angle slightly, okay? And I'm going to bring this in so that we're focused on the leg. Okay, again, I'm going to try to keep this in focus as much as possible, guys, and keep the lighting decent, okay? Once you break this free, this releases this entire piece, and this is the problem, okay? The other problem is that this panel keeps letting go, okay? So don't worry about this part at all at this point. You can just let this flop free, okay? The next thing you want to do is that this, and this all need to move up. And the way that's done is you break this part free. Okay, you break this part free. It's just a tab that's right here that's connected in there, break it free, and then take this part and rotate it up so that it goes into this slot here and it will tab into place and lock in. Now you have, this is locked in, this is 90 degrees or perpendicular to that part, this part is still free to move, okay? When you released this part of the leg, this tab that's right here would have been locked into this hole. You're going to slide this piece up so that this tab now goes into the secondary hole. It's hidden underneath the wing that's part of the helicopter. So I actually flip it up to get out of the way so I can see what's going on. You want to slide this forward all the way up so that it's sitting on that tab. Okay? And then you can get the wing out of the way. All right? Now, that's the easy part. This is where the hard part comes in, okay? Now, on this particular leg, it keeps flopping out on me. Now, in here, right there, now, when you break this free, and this does keep popping out, okay? So, this is actually sitting, the green part is sitting inside the gray part. There's a little tab that you need to break free. Again, it's to allow the foot to break free, okay? Now, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different hinges going on here. There's a hinge right here, there's a hinge right here, and there's a bunch of hinge parts here. Do not worry about the green parts at all. You want to focus on the gray parts only, okay? So, this hinge that's here that has the little square slot that this green tab just came out of, this has to be forward. It has to be up in that spot there. So you want to rotate that forward until it sits flat like that, okay? Then this part right here is actually a tab that will fit inside this top slot right here. Okay? Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay, this slot, this tab right here goes into this spot. Again, trying to get some lighting in here for you. It goes into this top slot right here, okay? So, once you have this part up, you can bring this forward. Bring it forward so that it goes into that space that I just showed you. And again, trying to keep this out of the way while you're doing that is the difficult part. Okay. So I've got it up in there now. Okay. Then you want to move the foot up, rotate the foot around. Okay. 180 degrees like that. Okay. Now, the worst part about this is that then when you put the foot against, this becomes the back of the car. So when you do this, right, it looks like it's wrong because the toe is sticking out off the bottom. And if you look at it from the bottom, you will see, right, there's like two little squares on the bottom of the feet, but this is all that you should see of the foot, okay? Now, let's take a look at the hinge, okay? So when you get this pushed forward and in the right spot, see, again, I'm struggling with it. So when you get this in the right spot, there, okay, you'll know it's in the right spot because, I'll just pull this out. These two little tabs that are on this hinge here should tuck right in behind this gray panel. So now your hinge is sort of off on a 45-degree angle, then straight up, and then 90 degrees, with this green part tucked into the inside of this leg. Okay? So it all should look like that. All right? Now, to help facilitate locking this in, okay, because you're probably sitting like this right now, you actually want to take the foot and rotate it up out of the way, take your finger and go right in underneath the foot and push forward on that hinge to make sure that it's all the way forward, okay? If it's not moving, you're good, but you might find that it's actually sitting slightly forward. I just want to try to show this. right? Like it might be sitting slightly forward like this, right? And you got way too much of the foot hanging down. So again, get the foot up out of the way, push in on the hinge right here, and it will pop it into place, and then you can bring the foot back down. Now, the next thing I want to show you is, I think you can see it right there. There is a peg right here on the left leg or the right leg when you're looking at the back of it, okay? But there is a peg right in here. This peg actually locks into this part of the heel and locks it into place, because right now what you probably struggle with is that, okay? So see these two pegs? The top peg ends up going into this hole right here, okay? So once you get this moved all the way up, pushed into place, okay, so that's locked in there right now, okay, foot into place, then you want to make sure that that peg locks into the heel, just like that. And now, ta-da! The heel doesn't flop around on you anymore, which then lets you sit this. Okay, now this doesn't lock in anywhere, okay? This doesn't lock in anywhere, it just sits on top. But as you can see now, the thruster at the back of the green part is actually touching the heel, which is the way it's supposed to be based on the pictures and the instructions. What I do like to do is to just tilt this forward a little bit, just to give a little bit of clearance, but it just sort of makes it more 90 degrees, more flush. It doesn't look like it's on any kind of weird angle, but this is your end result. It should look like this, okay? So, and then the wing in the pictures is up at about a 45-degree angle. That's fine, you can adjust that afterwards, right? Okay, so your hinge is back, right? It's back 45 degrees, then straight up into this metal die cast part here, which is 90 degrees with the two tabs tucked in behind this gray panel. There's a green tab in the middle of this, right where that pin is in there. There's a little green tab that's going to be on this side. It's going to push into the main part of the leg. The heel is going to sit out, or the foot, sorry, is going to sit out like this, so that you've got a little bit of the foot, right, sticking out with those two squares there. And there is a peg in here that locks into the side of the heel, so that, again, this doesn't flop around anymore. Once you've got that one locked in, then of course we can move over to the other one. I'm just going to back out the zoom a little bit, just to give you guys a better perspective here, and I will just walk through this again on the other side. Alright, so again, we're going to break off this gray one right on the outside here. Okay, you're going to lift up this whole piece, which is going to break the entire heel away. Okay, now this panel here that keeps breaking away, that's fine, right? It actually helps a little bit with clearance and stuff, but you just want to get all that out of the way. Okay, then we're gonna break off this green panel here. Okay, you're gonna rotate it up, and you're gonna put it in that slot there, lock it into place. Make sure that this is 90 degrees to this part, and you're going to slide this gray piece up. We're going to flip this over, right? Get this wing out of the way so we can see the two holes. This tab was in this hole, so we're going to slide this all the way up until we can see that tab in the second hole. Close this wing back up to get it out of the way. Then again, we get to the fun part. Now, on this side, it's different because on this leg, there was a peg in the gray panel that went into the heel. On this side, it's the opposite. The peg is in the heel, and it goes into, I believe it's the bottom hole to lock it into place, but we'll get there, okay? So, again, this hinge right here, so this little green peg would have been in that hole. You broke it free. You are going to push this forward so that that peg hole is all the way forward, okay? You're going to maneuver the whole hinge so that this peg is going to go into this slot right here. these two tabs that are right here, they're not, well, I mean, they are kind of tabs, so they don't lock in anything, but these two tabs that are here will just tuck right in behind this piece here. So you're just going to work this up whatever way you can. Okay, again, there's no specific instruction to this. It's just work it until you can get it up there. Okay. All right, so now this is a pretty good representation of what I was talking about before. Okay, so right now if you rotate this foot around, right, it's kind of messed up, right? It's sticking way, way down. Of course, this is sticking way off, right? The whole thing's a mess, right? So you just want to back it off, right? Just keep working it until you can get this into here, okay? Right, and then, like I said, lift the heel up like this so that you can get your finger in here and push this forward to make sure that you are locked in, right? The two tabs are now in behind that gray part, okay? And this piece here is pushed in against this. Again, this does not matter what this is doing right now, okay? Once you have this at, right, 45 degree back, 90 degree up, 90 degree over, and this is in, then you can come around here, and like I said, there's your... think you can see it there. There's your peg right there that's part of the heel, and it tabs into one of the holes that's on this. So you just want to take a peek. It's actually the top hole. Okay. But there, it just popped in for me just like that. And again, right? Foot does not fall out now. It's locked in. And then you can just put the heel down like this. Now, from here, it is just a matter of making sure that this is all the way back on its hinge, okay? So you're going to push forward on the bottom of the heel, make sure this is all the way back on its hinge, same thing over here, okay? And you're just going to bring the two legs together. And as you can see, there's two large tabs right here. This is the top tab, this is the bottom tab, and they go over top of each other. They go, right, this one goes in this hole, this one goes in that hole, and you're going to bring the legs together. And as you're doing that, same thing here. You've got a forward peg and a rear peg, which go into, so this one will go into that hole, this one will go into this hole, and you're just going to line them up, okay? Put them together. Squeeze it together. And I find it's easier to try to get the two green ones up here into place first and then wiggle these two together. There we go. Wiggle these. There we go. Okay. So that they pop together. Okay. Push these two yellow things down so that they're against his legs. They will tuck in underneath this once you're doing the upper transformation, and this whole backpack comes down on top of these. Okay, but now as you can see, I'll just straighten these legs out a bit. Okay, so there you go. It's bring these wings up to 40 degrees. Okay, now again, these are still moving around until you get the backpack down on top of them. The backpack will actually pin down here and hold this in place. But this is all solid, right? Nothing's coming out here. Okay, so that's the way it's done. That's what was missing. You got to watch these panels. Sometimes these side panels, sometimes they pop loose from the heel. So this one has popped out of its peg. Yeah, it's definitely a frustrating there it is. It's definitely a frustrating transformation in the legs, guys. I will not. It's not deformation space seeker transformation difficult, but it is definitely difficult. But that is it right there for you. Okay. And as you can see, like I said, like there's your feet. Okay, they are in the right positions. And the only other part you need to do is these wheels are actually tucked up inside these panels, so you just pull them forward and they will snap into place like that. Okay, so that they're sticking out, and that's it. That's the rear of your car right there, okay? So, by all means, guys, if there's anything about this that's unclear, because this was a giant pain in the ass, and again, I know the videos out there aren't very clear about this, go ahead and leave some notes down in the comments if you've got any questions on it. And again, please like and subscribe if you did like this this video. And subscribe, because I am going to be doing a video of the full transformation of this when I get a chance, as a truly methodical transformation video. But like I said, I just wanted to do this one just because the legs are so difficult, and give you some decent instructions and hopefully some good camera angles as to what that all looks like and how this actually all locks into place. So until next time, thanks a lot, guys. Again, this has been Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic. We'll see you next time. That's it, everybody. If you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Sure helps out a lot. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And please check the links in the description if you'd like to support my channel. There's a link in there for buymeacoffee.com that you can use to support the channel. Also in the description are links to Madhouse Collectibles for all of your Transformer needs. Once again, thanks a lot. This has been Transformers Masterpiece Theater. I'm the Rusty Mechanic.